Tonight I'm out here tedding the hay, which is a step after cutting and before raking, which fluffs up and aerates the hay. It gets air moving all around it and air underneath it, spreads the hay all across the field so that it will dry faster. And with the short windows that we have here in the Midwest, this is becoming a more and more important step. Not everybody does it, and it's not always done, but we have found that to get our hay to dry, we add this extra step of tedding it and make sure it dries down really good. Here in front of me you can see I'm kind of shooting for the middle of the 2 rows of cut hay, and the tedder behind me will spread it all around, and it reaches about that far with the 2 rows. And here is the rows of the cut hay to my right that I'm working on still, and here is the spread out hay that has already been ted. And I have, more than half the field to go yet, but we're cranking it out. The hardest decision by far always is deciding when to and whether not to cut. For a little while you'll have a window where you won't take a big risk, but when it gets later in the season, like we kind of have with this second cutting here, you have to take a chance. But all of this hay here is sold. I mean, it's all spoken for on orders. So we have to make sure, there's added pressure to make sure it gets made right and put up properly. And yeah, that always adds a little pressure. It's higher stake than if you're just screwing it up, for your own. You can come back and get a better cut next time. But yeah, this is all sold and all ready to go to a customer once it's all done. So anyway, it looks like nice hay so far. Hopefully we get some good drying time, and it'll be good to go. Tedding hay is really, for the most part, pretty easy compared to raking or baling or even cutting, I think. With raking especially, that's the other job that I do on the farm. My husband cuts and bales and I rake and ted. But with tedding, you just kind of got to spread it all out. There's a little bit more strategy when you're raking because of the equipment we have. We rake rows together, so you got to be conscious of what row you're on and everything. This one, I'm pretty much just going back and forth across the field and making sure that it's all spread out. The only thing I have to monitor while I'm tedding is the miles per hour. We like to run it right around 6, a little more. And the RPMs, we run at about 520. So that's just the good speed for using the tedder and getting a good pass done timely. So I'll just keep on working here and spreading the hay out over the field. I'll see if I can give you a good view of what's happening behind me here if I just hold my camera up. So the tedder, you see the spinning wheels there, it's picking up and fluffing and throwing that hay all around and getting air underneath it, and kind of lifts it off the ground so that it will dry faster. We got to be a little careful when we're doing an alfalfa mix like this because leaf shatter is for sure a concern, but at the same time the trade-off for the increased drying time, especially we're working on a really short window, hopefully, knock on wood, we get it made over the next couple days here, but the short windows we have, tedding is really almost a must-do these days in the seasons that we've had. Here's a look behind me. I got the whole field done now. I'm just kind of driving along and looking for any